People who are 40 plus and happy with their life, what is your advice to people in their 20s? Go have an adventure of a lifetime. Don't put it off. Make plans for your money. Stay out of debt. You don't need that new car, watch, handbag, etc. Material items are not worth your sanity. Have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Don't waste time on anyone who disrespects you. Have a backbone but don't be rude. Not everything needs your reaction. Find someone who you can spend endless time with. Talk about ideas, not people. Above all, what anyone thinks. I'll be 41 this year. Don't waste time on anyone who disrespects you. Not everything needs your reaction. I'm just realizing this at 25 years old. Especially during these times. Many toxic people are sitting at home stewing in their own thoughts. Family tried starting drama with me this past weekend over trivial things, and at this point, I told them they could all mind their own business. I don't need that type of stress or negativity in my life anymore. Honestly, the debt one is so important. I wish I had realized that sooner. I got an amazing job quite quickly after high school. Made insane amounts for my age, but I spent 95% of it and had close to nothing left when I went to university. My parents took me back in when all the debt started crumbling down on me and gave me the opportunity to use rent money to start paying down debt. I was lucky to find another job that pays quite well. Although it is much more physical labor and more time consuming. But that doesn't bother me. All I want is to pay off everything I owe as quickly as I can. I will be debt-free again in September. This whole deal made me understand how important it is to keep your money together. I made a budget plan for the first time in my life and I am sticking to it 100%. I can pay my debt, live a relatively decent life, and even put aside $250 to $300 a month. Thanks to my parents, I was able to learn this valuable message without any major damage. But everyone who is my age, please don't make the same mistake. Don't spend endless amounts on fancy food and drinks for you and your friends. I had an amazing time spending it, but a really shitty time owing thousands of dollars to banks, the tax office, never forget about your taxes, and others. I'd rather have had just a good time all the way through instead of going up and down. Thanks for your comment. I am forever grateful my parents were honest with me about what having college debt is really like and pushed me hard to get scholarships if I was gonna go. I see lots of kids from middle-income families who assume taking on college debt is just what you do, and nobody explained to them what $100,000 debt does to your life. Especially if you study something that's realistically not gonna allow you to pay it off. Maintain your friendships. In 20 years you will be so grateful for those people who saw you through marriages, children, illness and health. People who will go for a trip with you. Love your kids. Remember you as a young person. Friends are essential, but they require work. Don't be alone just because you don't want to be the person who reaches out to others. Go to therapy. Figure out what your insecurities are, why you have them, and how to deal with so that they don't define the rest of your life. Talk about your issues from childhood and your teens. Yay! Everyone has issues even in their 20s. If you don't do it now, you will make decisions based on or driven by those issues, and that will put you on a path you may not like. Experiences over materials items. You're not going to remember that pair of shoes, or that expensive item, or if you do, the memory won't compare to that awesome adventure you went on, or that great night out. Buddy of mine's grandma used to always say to him, "It's not what you had, it's what you did." Always thought that was excellent advice. Though I might add, it's maybe not even what you did, it's who you were. Lots of CS go out on great adventures, but are unpleasant to all around them. Remember to be kind, to listen and to learn. Edit. Added a 2. When you have to buy something material, and it is going to cost more than $50. Consider buying something that might last your whole life. If you're going to buy something, Better if you can make it a one-and-done situation. 100% this, buy nice. Or buy twice. Make decisions for yourself. Don't ignore the long-term ambitions for short-term fun. But definitely don't live the life that someone else wants you to live. Every dollar you save and invest in your 20s is worth of a lot more than the ones in your 30s, 40s, and so on. If you are going to spend money, spend it creating experiences with yourself and other people. It's almost been kind of a cliché thing for the latest generation that you should only spend on experiences. But I don't give AFK about the sound system or computer I had 15 years ago. I do care about the friends that were made. Wear AFG condom. It's never too late to start again. All in my 20s I thought I couldn't just restart my career or dump a useless boyfriend or go back to school because I was already on a certain trajectory. Made my choices, now I gotta make the best of it. That's total bullshit. You have no idea how incredibly young you are and how much time you have to do whatever you want to do. When I figured this out, I found the man of my dreams. Had a kid in my late 30s. Dropped my entire career in my late 40s and starting a new one at 50, and it's awesome. This is good advice. I'm 40 and have reset twice. Starting something new can be scary, but very rewarding. I left a job last year for a different company and am so glad that I did. I took a pay cut for a quality of life improvement. I've been much happier and my stress levels are pretty non-existent. 3 hobbies. 1 to keep you in shape. 1 to keep you creative. 1 to make you money. I am 40 years old and I have 3 pieces of advice for anyone in their 20s. Accept that perfection doesn't exist. Your relationships will have problems. Your car will break down. Someone else will anyways have a better phone, a newer car, or a bigger house than you. No matter where on the social ladder you stand, constantly chasing perfection will keep you permanently stressed. That doesn't mean you should not try to better your life. Just know that if you expect perfection, you will never be satisfied. Pay attention to your diet and health. I have been working out at least 4 times per week since my mid-20s. I am fitter, healthier and look younger than almost everyone else my age. Don't stop doing the things you love. Even though I have a wife, kids, job, etc., I still make time to play video games, draw, write stories, read comics, play basketball, listen to music, etc. There is no reason to become a miserable old BD. Edit. Wow. This has blown up way more than I expected. Thanks for the awards, guys. It's nice to know my advice can be useful to others. Yes to all your points. But very much to number 3. Don't let anyone tell you you're too old to enjoy something. We all grow out of hobbies. But the things that give you joy now will very possibly always give you joy. Don't forget that feeling. And sure, when you get married and start a family, you're not going to have the time for all-night gaming anymore. But that doesn't mean you can't do your hobbies at all. Or even start new ones. When I was mid-30s and knee-deep in a couple of toddlers, I decided I wanted to learn how to draw. I really needed something for me. And a pencil and paper were easy to put down if I had to kiss any boo-boos or feed my kids. This has led to a bunch of different art mediums. Stained glass, linocuts, papercraft, and a source of joy, accomplishment, curiosity and friendships for me. Nice. Would love to see some of your work. I've been drawing and painting since I was 6 or 7. Even done some concept art jobs a few years ago on the side. I've realized that I prefer it as hobby though, so just do my own stuff now for fun. Link. Here is my DAW account. I am ST for updating it lately. They changed the format. And I'm old and hate relearning anything computer. D. This whole thread is wholesome AF. I'm 32 but I wish I would have spent more of my 20s listening to advice of slightly older people rather than trying to prove that I could figure it out on my own. Imagine how much energy I could have saved. Agreed. I'm only 28, but my advice would be accept help. Don't be too proud. Don't be insulted. Don't be scared to let people get involved in your life. Took me ages to get my driver's license. To get treatment for my mental illness. To accumulate household things. Washing machine. Furniture. Etc. Even to learn things you're just magically supposed to know that I missed as a kid due to shitty upbringing. Changing a tire. What chemicals are okay for what uses. Etc. I look back and remember instances where people wanted to help and teach me but I turned them down. Don't be embarrassed. Take the help with thanks. You are never too old or too deep into something to just start over. If you aren't happy, do something else. I've read about people taking up marathons at 50. For me, every day is potential for a new start. Don't like how I felt yesterday. Then I guess I'm doing something different today. I'm 50 now. So much left to do and so much time to do it. Take care of your teeth. This is the only set you're ever going to have and you don't want to neglect them and mess them up like I did. I've got tons of fillings which don't last forever and need replacement. A filling isn't as good as the real thing and filled teeth can break. Requiring crowns. I have 2 and it sucks. Brush and floss thoroughly every single day without exception. HL. Get an electric toothbrush. See the dentist regularly. Ditch the sugary drinks. Yep. I always thought I had great teeth. I went for a checkup. Got A grade. ST was tight. I put off going for anything. Checkup. Cleanings. Etc. For 4 years. Next appointment? Root canal. Apparently my molar was so bad I should have been in constant pain at some point. Honestly, I never felt a thing. No pain since my prior appointment. I also had to get a filling done. That sucked way worse than the root canal. Root canals are relatively painless. Until you get the bill. Also, no matter how good your teeth were at your last checkup, you need to go get that plaque removed. I dodged the dentist for a few years. Then I had to actually get numbed so they could get it all. 4 different trips. It sucked. I haven't been to the dentist in like 4 to 5 years. Maybe more. I just got dental again and now I'm scared to go. I hesitate to give advice, being unqualified to do so. Instead, here are some points that may or may not be worthy of consideration. Time is very short, and as you get older it speeds up more and more. Time is more important than money. In theory, you could end up a billionaire. But nobody is ever a time billionaire. Rich or poor, you're gonna get maybe 100 years at the absolute max, and probably not that much. There will be several versions of you as you walk your path. But one version that kind of colors all the other versions. This version you could call the real you. It pays to spend time figuring out who that real you is. You will have to deal with people. Learn how to leave them happy to have been in your presence. And you will not lack for friends and loved ones. Speaking of loved ones, just because someone is a blood relative, it doesn't mean they're worth a st. If your parent, sibling, or child is a complete AE unworthy of your attention, don't waste further time on them. Find something you love to do. And do that. Do it every day. It doesn't matter if you make money at it, or get recognition because of it. Do it like Henry Darger did his writing and drawing. And like Vivian Mayer did her photography. Do good work. It is its own reward. I am a geezer. 64 years old. It does not have to suck being old. I think it's FG great. For many reasons. If you're ever in my town, drop by and get on my lawn. You, Clint Eastwood. I hope that if I reach 64 I will be as cool as you are for real. Don't fall victim to peer pressure and settle for a mate that isn't right for you. Didn't find my wife until I was almost 30. And it was totally worth waiting for the right one to come along. Relax more. Don't get angry over little things. This Relax and don't get overly angry. While others talk about material things or experiences, the real lesson is to accept that things won't always go the way you want them to, and that's okay. Didn't marry your perfect spouse. That person doesn't exist. Align expectations to reality and appreciate those who love you for who they are. Or find new people. Didn't buy the perfect car? Oh, well, it still gets you where you're going. Define your criteria for the next one and work towards it. Didn't get the perfect house. Probably not. But it's yours and you can fix it. Didn't get that promotion? Don't be so sure it would have worked out the way you think it would have. Vacation wasn't perfect? Are you sure about that? Or were your expectations too high? Point is, relax. Enjoy the ride. Work to your goals, but remember, none of it matters if you can't enjoy it along the way. Edit. Thanks for the awards. I've had a build-up of anxiety for a while and this actually calmed me down a bit. Thanks. There's an old book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. It may be corny and a bit dated, but its guidelines are still, I think, great. The one that helps me every time I get a bit whacked out. Live in day-tight compartments. Don't think about yesterday or tomorrow, focus on today. The here and now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.